Hello and welcome to the Cow's Den. What's up? What's up? I'm Josh. With me, as always, is Matt. What's up, Matt?
What's up, bitches?
This is the Cow's Den podcast. We talk comics, pop culture, nerdy shit. Um, yeah, it's episode 24. Fuck, bro. It feels like just yesterday,
I
or like
know,
or
man.
like a year ago, or however fuck long it was. But
It's
yeah,
been a year, man.
it has, and it's pretty cool, man. I've been having some fun with these. So yeah, I think I'll just start it off the comics. I know we talked. I'm pretty sure we talked about Superman last
Yeah.
time, didn't we? Yeah. So the only other one I didn't. Super busy at work lately, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to read comics. But the biggest one I wanted to talk about was Radiant Black. This is issue 10. I was actually 2 issues behind, so I didn't read issue 9, and so I had to catch up on both of them. Um, Man, issue 9 and 10 is insane. So I told you about this one, right? This is the one that took like the far left turn in issue like 4, where they kind of
They
killed off
killed
the main
the
character.
main.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, you find out later he's not dead, he's in like a coma. So
Yeah.
the friend though is now the Radiant, which I don't know, they just call him the Radiance. So issue 9 is all about the friend, like kind of going through his routine. He's helping people, and then he goes to work, and then he's like helping people, and he comes home, and then he kind of like he goes to talk to the main guy, the other guy, because he's like in the hospital. So he goes to talk to him and stuff, and then it's like him just kind of repeating that over and over again. And then so finally he makes a tries to make a deal that like his parents and stuff are deciding to pull the plug on him. So he tries to make this deal with the entity that's inside him that gave him these powers and everything, to save him. And so he said, the thing inside's like, okay, I can do that, but you got to know you're not going to survive. And he's like, okay, well, whatever, just do it. And so the thing inside of him is actually like a black hole, so it like kind of sucks him into himself in a weird way. And this whole issue 10, is inside of a black hole, takes place inside of a black hole inside of him. So the crazy
So
thing about
cool.
this is that this whole issue, there's a regular version, and then there's a black light ink version. So literally the whole thing, if you look at through black lights, can be all black light glowy and stuff.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So
I couldn't
yeah,
tell you
and
if I've ever
it's
seen anything like that.
I honestly don't know that I have either. Like, I mean, I've seen certain things like that with like neon type colors and stuff, but not really like a black light ink, at least
Yeah, like I've
personally.
seen like maybe the covers done like that, but not the
But
actual
but
work
like the
itself.
stuff, the artwork for it, because the idea that they're in the black hole, it's like they're even breaking like the comic strip itself, like they're breaking.
That's
Sorry,
so
that's my
cool.
dog in there. But yeah, it's here. Actually, I'm gonna there we go. We're good. So yeah, it's like breaking the like the comic strip. That's what I was talking about. Kind of the fourth wall break there, where they I guess they kind of take you beyond, because you're like inside of a black hole.
Nice.
But it's like, dude, the I'm trying to show here. There, the color scheme and stuff on this, it's so nuts. And then the way it's done, you like for this page, you have to like read like this way, so
That's
it's like,
cool.
dude, it's very interesting, and it's a
Unique.
very unique, yes, very very unique issue, especially the blacklight version. Like, so like he's going through like his own mind, like this is the original Buddy, the one who was originally the Radiant. He's like, and then he's this tiny dude right here. So it's like he's going through all this crazy
Right.
mind
That's cool,
trip,
man.
like acid trip type stuff. And again, the artwork is just, it's beautiful, it's bright, it's colorful. Cannot recommend this enough. It was so much fun to read, and it's such like every page is just something. It's unique, very unique. So very happy with this. Definitely recommend it. That is kind of like the only comic I read recently, unfortunately, but I was very very pleased with it. Cannot recommend that series enough, dude. It's been a lot of fun to read, and they keep throwing these fucking curveballs at you. So I'm not gonna
That's
spoil
always
the
good.
not gonna spoil the ending of the issue, but yeah, definitely check it out if you get a chance. It's issue 10, Radiant Black. And then um, only other thing only other thing I really had was a absolute shocking surprise to me. I had a coworker tell me about this show, and I personally had never heard a single thing about this show. It's called Hit Monkey, and it is actually Marvel's Hit Monkey, and it is on Hulu. So what Matt was saying before we started the episode, we were talking about this, and he was saying that it's kind of following the footsteps of like MODOK on Hulu, where it's definitely more adult, definitely more not so kid friendly.
Well, and I can't remember the list, but Hulu bought the rights to like 5 smaller characters,
kind of off characters,
and their plan is to make a series of this stuff, so that's awesome.
But so it's like in again, I kind of said this beforehand, is that to me it almost feels like they're picking up like the adult swim animators or something, because MODOK has done very, very, what was that called? Chicken. Robot Chicken. Very, very Robot Chicken, and then and now this one is the freaking Hit Monkey is very Archer. Like it looks and feels, and it's almost like identical to Archer in that animated style. But it's Jason Sudeikis who's the main character. Dude, I'm gonna have to talk some spoilies on it, because dude, that's the whole point, is I want to talk about this because it blew me the fuck away. Like I knew that Hulu was going with a little more of the R rating, but I didn't really, I guess I wasn't expecting this one, because I heard Hit Monkey was like, right. Well, and I heard Hit Monkey. I mean, Patton Oswalt is a fucking comedic genius, so him being behind MODOK is just beautiful. Or at least helping. I think he writes it or something, doesn't he?
Yeah, he plays MODOK too. Yeah.
I know he does, but I mean, I think he writes it or something too.
Yeah.
Because I want to say he's helping write like a MODOK comic to go with it or something.
That I don't know. But I know he does help with the show.
But yeah. So Jason Sudeikis. Jason Sudeikis is a hitman. He's hired to take out this Japanese
Yakuza.
No, like political person. I'm not sure how Japan works.
Prime minister,
whether they have like a president, or I'm honestly not sure how Japan works, because they don't have like a president, right? They have more of like a they like a prime minister or something, type of thing. That's bad. I'm sorry, I do not know.
I think it's similar.
Japan's government, apparently.
I know for the longest time they were like England, where they had like a prime minister, and then like the royal family kind of thing.
Whatever it is, they kind of play it out to make it feel like it's in America, and it's like a freaking president. They play it out to it's like a same like political type of race and all that. And so he's hired to take out one of the candidates, and he kills him, and the people, Secret Service, all of them go after him, kind of chase him all the way out into the woods. And when he gets out into the woods, he finds this fucking group of monkeys, this random like tribe of monkeys. And he's like, he gets all shot up. He's out in the woods. He's crawling out. He's like dying out in the woods. And this random tribe of monkeys like take him in and try to like heal him up and stuff. And they're like soaking him in this little like hot tub thing or whatever to try to like bring him back, heal him up.
Yeah.
And suddenly a bunch of fucking dudes with guns show up and start laying waste to all the fucking monkeys. And so there's this one monkey who had gotten kicked out of the group because he was an asshole. And he comes back to find that they're all fucking dead. And then the hitman, Jason Sudeikis, is laying there all dying. Like, you got to avenge them. You got to avenge everybody. Avenge me, avenge your family and all that. And so the monkey's just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, what, And then at the very end of the first episode, you see suddenly Jason Sudeikis' ghost pops up to the monkey and it's like his sidekick now. So it's all about this fucking monkey and Jason Sudeikis as the ghost telling the monkey what to do, where to go, who to kill. And then the monkey just goes into fucking rage mode and starts killing everybody.
That's pretty crazy.
It's insane. And it's so honestly good. Like it's crazy how they're able to do that. They make it's so off the wall sometimes, but at the same time, the story for it's good. It's a pretty solid story.
Yeah, that reminds me so much of MODOK. Like I didn't finish it, but I still need to finish it. But like it Yeah, it reminds me a lot of that where it's much more adult orientated,
right?
but the writing's great,
Dude,
and it takes.
And Jason Sudeikis fucking kills it. Absolutely kills it. He's fantastic.
Well, and he's got a show on Apple which is blowing up a lot. Where he's the soccer
fucking yeah,
coach.
it's Ted Lasso. Ted
Yeah.
Lasso, dude. I watched the first season of that. It is a fantastic show. I've not watched season 2 yet, but yes, it is a fantastic show. Just like it's like a genuinely heartfelt, good type of thing, you know, like one of the few things that are like that in the world nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's not a whole lot of like genuine goodness out there.
Yeah.
So that's one of them. But yes, definitely, man. Hit Monkey. It was so surprising to me. I'm going to spoil one thing. Somebody shows up and it's fucking Bullseye. Bullseye. And but it's a female Bullseye, and they straight up call her Lady Bullseye. But she's a fucking badass, and heard the monkey go at it, and it's this huge epic fight. It's fucking awesome, dude. It's so good. Highly recommend it. I mean, if you're into, especially if you're like my age, and we kind of grew up with that, like Adult Swim, you know, the Aqua Teen and the Archer,
Hunger Force,
yeah. So I mean, like, especially if you like that stuff, you're into that stuff, and then mix that with like the Marvel aspect of it. It's definitely good, and the story is, like I said, surprisingly good for how like adult and gory and shit it is. That's pretty much all I got. The only other announcement is that we got ourselves some Spider-Man No Way Home tickets for opening night, Friday night on 17th. Super pumped for that, especially considering they're fucking like sold out everywhere. Yeah, but these Spider-Man tickets, they sold out like instantly. I mean, I don't know if you saw that, dude. They broke, but like it's crazy too, because I mean, cinemas have started opening back up again, but tickets haven't still really been crazy. And this is the first one where I was like, holy shit, like they sold out right away. Any good seats anyways sold out right away. And luckily I was just checking the other day, and they just happened to have somebody like bailed on their seats or something. There was four little seats open up, so we got 3 of them.
That's awesome, man.
Night, 7 p.m.
So do you think that it's going to have Garfield and what's his name?
I think at this point,
Toby.
Oh, yeah, Toby and Garfield. Toby and Andrew. And I honestly think at this point, if they don't, then they fucked up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
At this point, if they don't, people are probably gonna be pretty pissed.
I agree.
And I mean, that's what sucks too, is this movie, I'm super pumped for it, but it's definitely gotten to the point of like, let's hope the hype train's good enough. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I, you know me, I'm not a big Spider-Man fan, but when it's coming out on Christmas Day,
I believe it's 17th. It's the week before. 17th.
Okay. Yeah, because Boba Fett's coming out on Christmas.
And also Matrix, I believe, is coming out on Christmas.
We're gonna try to go see that. Yeah, I am not a very big Spider-Man fan. I like a lot of the villains and everything, don't get me wrong, but I am absolutely over the moon to see something like this. I think this is amazing, and if they don't do it,
it's has so much potential to be a very, very big, very amazing movie,
unique, once in a lifetime.
Yes, and I mean, I trust them to at least do it well, and I really hope that they do it, great.
Yes.
What I will say, I not sure that this was 100% confirmed. I don't know. I heard that they said they're coming out with another trilogy, that they're going to do a whole nother Spider-Man trilogy with Tom Holland.
Yep. So, that's what I heard too. And hopefully, but hopefully this movie will answer the questions that me and you both have about the vampire movie, Morbius, about why Vulture's showing up there, and they're trying to make their own Sinister Six.
They're like it's like they're trying to. I mean, I think what they're trying to do is explain. I think that's what they're trying to do, is kind of be like, well, this is how we're explaining Sony doing their thing while we're doing our thing, but they can still cross over because fuck it, we're messing with the dimensions. I don't know. I think it's kind of their befuddled way of just like, here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Super quick here. Look in the background here. Her fucking
Is that
Titans finally came
Nightwing?
back. But look at this, dude. Look
Yeah.
at this grade.
Is this 6.5?
It's 6.5, dude. This dude on eBay told me it's in great condition. And my dumb ass, like I could have bought this thing. I could have bought it signed 6.5 for less than what I fucking spent to do all that. Yeah. But she loves
got it.
She loves it. And she was just like, I don't care. That's fucking awesome. So
yeah. That's awesome.
That right there is the first appearance of Dick Grayson as Nightwing. So
speaking of dicks, did you see that they announced that oh my gosh, I can't remember his name, but the guy who plays Daredevil, that Daredevil is coming
Charlie
to the
Cox?
MCU. Yes.
Speaking of
dicks. No, not Charlie Cox, but the actor. I can't
Charlie
remember.
Cox is the actor's name. Charlie Cox.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, that he's coming to the MCU.
I think I've kind of heard something about that too.
Yeah, and so they're continuing the show. I don't know. I didn't read whether it was going to be on Disney. It might end up on Hulu, but that also continued the story of there's calls and there should be confirmation soon that John Barenthal is coming back, the best Punisher by far. Oh my God! And I'm sorry,
Thomas Jane for life.
Man, no, dude, that prison scene when he's locked up and the Kingpin double crosses him. Whoo!
And he just goes nuts on everybody. Yep.
And Barenthal was, he was awesome as Shane. We're huge Walking Dead fans if you haven't learned yet. But I mean, he was
never seen it. Never. Wait, it's only a show though, right? Like
he was built to play Frank.
They never made like a book or anything, did they?
Nah.
Yeah. No, he really is. The only reason, literally my only complaint, and it's gonna sound dumb. My only complaint was his hair. I didn't like the shaved head version of him. I didn't like that. I just,
when Shane?
Yeah. No, wasn't he like that as Punisher? Wasn't he all short haired? I remember he's in the jail, and I thought he's just all shaved.
Did he? Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. I just didn't like that look for him, but that's just me.
I only have. It's not even a complaint. I have one meme about him, and that's the fact whether he's Shane or whether he's Frank. His go-to move is,
yeah.
That like grunt.
He kind of DMXs it. He kind of dogs up. He dogs
what
up.
Is that?
Fucking,
what is that?
Yeah.
So which is funny to me.
No,
I think it's good.
It kind of is. It gives him that I got nothing to lose kind of character, kind of act, But I mean, it's a little funny sometimes, yeah, for sure. But dude, then he delivers in such a way that you're like, all right. That's why it's good. It's cool that he can do it, because it's like.
And don't get me wrong, Thomas Jane was great as the Punisher.
Oh, I know
that movie. Now I'll say that movie is the best Punisher movie by far.
Of course. I mean, it's between that and Dolph Lundgren and Warzone. And Warzone.
Yeah, Warzone. Warzone's
bad.
Jigsaw. I liked Warzone's Jigsaw better than John Travolta.
Yeah.
But the movie itself was okay.
That whole idea just never quite came together all the way until fucking Netflix, and Netflix really was doing it
because,
right. And that's what always sucked about that whole fucking thing is that Netflix was finally hitting a stride.
So
in a Marvel department that everybody else was like, holy shit.
They couldn't. I feel like the New York based human heroes can't be just one movie,
right?
You need to flush out the story,
you need to see the city, the whole city,
and the whole story. Daredevil was amazing. I love that show. Punisher was great.
Everybody by fucking surprise, man.
Iron Fist, and then
Jessica Jones was also a surprise to me, dude. That season 1 was fucking.
Then you had the Defenders and Luke Cage. Like all of them were way better than what I thought could happen.
It was such a good idea, and it was working so well. And it just sucks that it was all due to contracting and shit like that, like contracts and shit like that.
It's the same thing as Gotham. Like I really liked the Gotham series. I feel
Gotham was a surprisingly excellent series.
I feel like the human based superheroes, I think that they are better suited for a TV series than for standalone movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
like honestly,
like Iron Man. I don't want to watch an Iron Man.
I'm about to say I can't bring myself to watch
show,
Superman and Lois if I'm being honest with you.
Right.
Because it's
no. Think about that though.
Superman smash some shit. You know, I don't want to watch him like, oh, him and Lois are having problems today.
Right. like Iron Man. Iron Man is a big budget movie. Spider-Man's a big budget movie.
Right.
Superman's a big budget movie. But like these human characters that people can relate to, you need to flush out the story.
And I truly thought Gotham was such an awesome idea because you're feeling the city, the whole city, not just you get it from certain people, but they flesh out this whole city. That's just beautiful. Well, I mean, beautifully done. It's beautifully done. I love
not taking anything away from any of the Batman movies because Jesus, there's been
but it was so nice to get a different aspect.
Yes, it wasn't just here's Batman.
Exactly.
Like it's all
let's watch Batman beat the shit out of people again.
Yes. Yep.
But yes,
because they just all the movies sidestep what happened before
and the background and stuff. Because
it's always just all right. His parents die. All right, he goes to wherever. All right, he's Batman.
And then like 30 years later, 25 years later, or something like that.
I'm hopeful.
And I can't seem to get my dogs to stop barking. But they're super pumped for Spider-Man 2 though. I can't wait for that. And if they actually do bring back Charlie Cox, and I'm gonna sound like a freaking idiot right now because it just now came into my head that it's Matt Murdock is the fucking character.
That's what I was trying to get. Matt Murdock. I was like, dude, no. I'm talking about Matt Murdock. Yeah.
Right. And
I knew it was Charlie Cox, but I was like, no, there we go. Matt Murdock.
But if any of that's true, then that's so fucking awesome. I can't wait. Like I wish that's the thing, man. Technically, they could take Spider-Man and use it as a catalyst for everything. Use it to bring in the X-Men, use it to bring in the Fantastic Four, and then use it as an explanation of like, well, this is why they haven't been here yet, too. Correct. If they do this right, it could be perfect. It could be amazing.
And that's the big problem I had with the Eternals. That's the biggest problem I had with the Eternals, and that's why I really hope that they do this in a very good way because, you creeped that door open a little bit by doing Ant-Man and the Quantum Zone,
right?
But like this really opens up multiverses,
right?
And like
this is
Doctor
a whole
Strange,
and which Multiverse of Madness, dude. If this goes well, then I'm so pumped for Multiverse of Madness because that's supposed to be like horror, and it's Sam Raimi and it's fucking.
I'm still hell bent. My theory is staying the same. I think the Doctor Strange that you see in the trailers, I think that's Mephisto.
Right.
Like I really am hopeful that they're introducing Mephisto. I think that would be amazing. And it's just a crazy ass time in Marvel right now, and he would be the perfect villain. Because I think Doctor Doom would be the best, but you have nothing built on that yet.
I was about to say, I think Doctor Doom needs to be built up to.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes, just like Thanos was. You can't just pop him in. I think they're building Mephisto. That's my personal opinion. Mephisto was very big with Fantastic Four. He was very big with Ghost Rider. I mean, very big with Doctor Strange. I mean, he's very big, and he's also. I heard one of the other theories was Shang-Chi, that the theory is that the voices that are in that mountain is actually Mephisto, and so that he might have been released when that mountain was open, which that's a great theory. I'm just hell bent on that's not Doctor Strange. I that's either Loki, which he's not in the MCU right now, or maybe Kang.
So
or Mephisto.
And I don't remember the whole second trailer, but I know there's that part where he's like Strange is telling him to do something, and he's like, I'm sorry, I can't. And so he's like, Peter, don't. And he goes to try to snag this box that he's got, right? That cube thing he's got, and that's when he like hits him with the thing, and so that's when they start fighting. But I'm betting that's that point where Spidey sense goes off, and that's where he's like, this ain't right, something ain't right, and that's why he's like, and that's when they start fighting. And that's when we get that whole train scene and all that shit. Which, did you hear the theory that train is supposedly the train from?
Right.
That would be awesome. That'd be cool as fuck.
Well, and let's be honest, man. That's arguably the best scene in Spider-Man history was him stopping that train.
Well,
and then
that
being
whole
helped.
fight, that whole
Yeah.
like 10 minutes, that whole
Yeah.
scene from start to finish, because it's like them fighting all the way to the point where he has to stop the fucking train, and then everybody sees who he is, and then everybody coming together to be like, yeah, we're not going to say anything, blah blah blah. Like, yes, that whole thing has got to be,
it's up there,
man, one of the best scenes in
in
superhero movies.
superheroes.
Like, I mean,
Absolutely.
really,
Absolutely.
because it's so iconic.
And
It's
it's so humanizing. Like,
yes. It
and
shows you again that the city, it's not just about him. It's always about the city too. You know, they're nothing. The heroes are nothing without their city.
Yep.
So, I don't know, man. You got anything else? You still, Walking Dead, right? You got some.
Oh,
Walking
well,
Dead?
I got some stuff. So I'm going to start off with if you haven't seen King Richard came out on HBO and in cinemas. It hasn't been seen very much in cinemas, but and it's a little bit
Will
off.
Smith, right?
Will Smith. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's about Serena and Venus Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have to say, I used to, when I was a kid, and I'm not saying I'm not now, but used to be a big Will Smith fan. And just in the past years, his selection on movies that he does has been kind of like what was the one with,
agree with that.
What was the one with Gemini Man? That one was horrible. And then
I watched that actually front to back, watched it, and
I didn't like it.
It was all right. It was all right.
But it's not up to
some
his
of the
par.
action. Some of the action was good, but no, God, no, it was definitely not.
But then also the one that he did with his kid, where it was like apocalyptic. I can't remember it.
Yeah.
But it just they were just kind of
That's a Shyamalan movie.
I want to know. I really think that he's going to get nominated for an award on this, and I think that he should get it. And anybody that's looking for a very good movie that should be nominated for Film of the Year, he'll get nominated for Actor of the Year. Top to bottom, great writing, unbelievable acting. It's been a long time since I've seen Will Smith act like this.
Like one of those genuinely good roles that he's got. Yeah,
it's genuinely up there, and I'd say it's easily a 9 out of 10. I'm not a big tennis person, but I remember growing up when, like Tiger Woods took over golf and the Williams sisters took over tennis. I never cared about tennis, but
everybody knew when they showed up.
Everybody knew. And seeing their backstory and everything, and there's just some crazy details.
They deserve it too. They're iconic. Again, they're fucking. Yeah, anybody in tennis knows the fucking Williams sisters.
And I'll say my favorite part of the movie is, so the movie's mainly about Richard, which is their dad, and Venus Williams, who was the older sister.
Okay.
Now, the end of the movie, they're at Wimbledon, I want to say. I can't remember where, but Venus had or was about to do this championship match, or it was like a second round match against the best in the world. And Serena has been basically in her shadow the whole time. And Venus got the lessons with the professional. Serena had to, do it with her mom.
Learning it herself. Yeah.
So, and he goes to her and he goes, look, the reason why I kept you in Venus's shadow is because I know you're stronger than her. She's going to be the number one in the world. You're going to be the greatest ever. And lo and behold, Venus was number one in the world, but Serena was the best to ever play. And so it was just a very, very touching moment, because like the whole time you're like, dude, Serena's like Venus was good, but Serena was the greatest ever. And then that's when it finally plays into that. It's like, look, I know, because I know how strong you were, that you could take being in her shadow. So it was very, very cool. But
good, I mean,
but so we had the last episode that's going to be airing tomorrow, Sunday, for Walking Dead World Beyond. And I've talked about it at length, and I'd have to say that I feel like this show had overtaken The Walking Dead as far as the second season. The first season was
started off garbage though. But now it's picking up.
And the second season was so good, and I was so hopeful. It had a little bit of a letdown, but it's not much. I know they couldn't get it done, but I was hopeful that Rick would show up, because Rick was taken by Jadis and this helicopter away in season 9 of The Walking Dead. Jadis is in this series, but still, the episode's very good. So the gosh darn it, the CRM, which is the Three Ring Society, they had been caught. They had killed like 100,000 people in Kansas, and this group was trying to basically make sure they couldn't do it again, and they had done it with like this nerve gas. Well, they end up blowing up the remnants of the nerve gas, so they can't do it again, but a lot of people die in doing so. But the very end of the episode is the best part, in my opinion. So everything's kind of dust kind of settled. This group that was trying to stop this from happening again, they've gone off, and they're starting to do like epilogue stuff. And one of the group actually went with Jada to the capital of the CRM. You still don't know where that's at. So he's in that capital, and I think that he's going to make an appearance in The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead eventually. They're going to find the CRM, and that's how they're going to kind of continue that story. But I haven't been able to watch very much new stuff, because the very last thing you see, so you've watched the show, like you're not all the way through it, but you remember the first season pretty well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So the very last scene that you see of this show is this lady that goes into this building that's kind of burned out and torn down and everything, right? And she pops this hard drive into a computer and turns it on. And guess what's on that hard drive? The messages from the CDC in Atlanta that guy, you remember, he was.
Oh yeah.
He was sending. So he was telling, hey, France was, or I think it was the French were the last ones, or something like that. That, well, this is in Spain, and so it's in Spanish. So this guy comes up behind her. He has a gun on her. He's like, and how could you do this? Are you guys ever coming back? And I can't remember what she says, but it's along the lines of, I know we did this, but we were trying to save everybody. So basically, they tied it all the way back to season 1 of The Walking Dead, that the Three Rings, in my opinion, I believe, is going to end up being like the CRM in the United States, the whatever they're called in Spain, and then you're going to have whatever they're called somewhere else in the world. And it's basically these teams of scientists that are doing some of the worst things ever to try to stop
a cure, like to
yeah. And that's how the series ends, is tying it all the way back to season 1 of The Walking Dead.
Oh, and so that's the ending. There was only the 2 seasons, you said. Damn.
Yep.
Okay.
But they left enough epilogues on the other characters to where I think eventually you're going to see either The Walking Dead, or what my theory is Fear the Walking Dead, tie into where these characters are now, because you still don't know 100% where the capital of this group is.
Okay.
But still, the fact that I was so pumped. I went back and started rewatching The Walking Dead from episode 1, because I wanted to see
like that, that stuff.
And so I can remember he's recording them, you know what? I'll probably blow my brains out tonight, and like that guy was so very cool. But you want to know why they were able to do that?
Why?
I know we talked about it, but there was a lawsuit that was filed by Frank Darabont, who is the original creator and producer of season 1.
Right.
They couldn't use basically anything from that until this lawsuit was settled. That's why they settled the lawsuit.
So that they could use that. Yeah.
Yep. And he got 200 million out of them, which he was. It's a multi-billion-dollar money making machine for AMC.
Right.
And so he deserves.
Can you imagine how much money Kirkman has, dude? Honestly,
he does not have as much as you think.
No, I know, but I mean,
he's not.
And what's crazy though, it's still those to like think, like for the longest time, comic book writers, I mean, you want to talk a job that like you didn't make money off of, you know, like
look up his net worth. It's not as much
oh
as you
no, I
might
know,
think,
I
you know,
know,
and
but
that's what
he
sucks. But
still makes
he's a
a decent amount
millionaire.
of money.
He's
Yeah,
a
yeah, for
millionaire.
sure.
He's a millionaire, but they don't get paid like they should, you know. I remember watching Comic Book Men, and there was um Esposito. It was somebody died, and his wife had to sell a bunch of his unfinished artwork in order to pay for medical bills. And you're sitting there thinking about this guy was a co-creator of all these characters. I can't remember who it was. And nothing. So like it's sad. I'm glad that some of the writers are getting the money that they're getting.
Yes, but it is a sad truth that when it boils down to it, they're the ones who come up with all of it,
Yep.
and they get a very small portion of what actually comes out of it.
Yep. And that's why, number one, I would recommend watching Comic Book Men. Great show
Right.
from AMC. But also, number two, that's why I followed that lawsuit. And I, man, I talked to anybody I could about it, about how horrible AMC is as a company, and about this guy who is responsible for billions of dollars in merchandise and movies and commercials that nobody knows, you know. And it's like, you know, it's you found a way to shit can a guy that created this universe, that pushed this universe when nobody else wanted it. Even at AMC, we're only going to give you 6 episodes. We're only going to give you 6 episodes. We're
Right.
only going to
That
give
first
you,
season was
yeah, we're only
yeah.
going to give you $100,000 per episode to do. And I mean, they didn't have anything, and you would have none of this. Kirkman would not be where he was without this guy. And it's just like, you know, it's these large companies that don't give a shit, you know. So, but anyways, I digress.
Just like Warner Brothers, just like Disney, just like all of them, you know.
Yeah. And I think that the writers and the creators of these characters deserve to have a lot more than what they do. So Fear of the Walking Dead got its break, and that's another series that I really think is doing better than the traditional original Walking Dead. It ended with Alicia Clark. She is the last two remaining first season characters is Alicia Clark and Strand, and they're finally going to go at each other, and it's going to start a big war where you have Strand, who has this not skyscraper, but probably 15 level tower against this group. And it's going to be interesting to see. Remember, I told you that this other group was slingshotting zombies at the tower and everything, like the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Yes, I do remember that.
It's so good. I mean, if you want to talk about some of the best original writing, best original ideas, dude, seeing some of the silhouette work that they did after the nuclear strike, it's just Fear the Walking Dead has overtaken Walking Dead. I feel like
so basically Walking Dead is just shit now.
Well, okay, so like here's the thing. They're doing the best they can with what they have, but there's killing Sophia in season 2 was horrible. Killing Carl in season 7 or 8, I think it was 8, was a horrible idea, and that basically allowed Rick Grimes to go away. So like Sophia and Carl are the decision to get rid of the characters like Sophia and Carl, it was just that's what killed the show, because anybody who's read the comic, it's like, dude, like Glenn, everybody had a problem with Glenn. Glenn died in the comic. I don't have a problem with that, but
right.
Sophia and Carl are what ends the story.
Very essential to the story. Yes.
How are they gonna make this work?
I cannot help but wonder how they're gonna actually end it.
And I thought about it. The only thing that they can do is maybe show Rick Jr., which is him and Michonne's kid, old, because Judith isn't related to him. Judith is Shane's daughter, and he knows it. Right. So it's like she can't finish it. So it has to be Junior, which he had with Michonne. So it's like, you know, whatever. But anyway, so yeah, definitely, you know, World Beyond and Fear. World Beyond first season was garbage. Second season was amazing. Fear of the Walking Dead the last like 3
there, huh?
Yeah, Fear of the Walking Dead the last 3 years have been some of the best. it's even comparable to my favorite time in The Walking Dead was like 3 through like 6 or 7
with the governor or whatever, right?
Well, I loved the governor storyline. I loved Terminus, them on their own, and then I even liked Alexandria and Negan. I love
fucking Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah,
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So yeah. And then I got the last thing I was going to talk about. I know next episode we're going to do our Christmas special where we're going to probably do like talking about some Christmas movies and stuff like that. But I had to bring up probably the best Christmas movie I've seen in a long time. It's called 8-Bit Christmas.
It's about two hobos.
No. So anybody who doesn't know, 8-bit is a term, a video game term. So Nintendo, the original Nintendo was an 8-bit system. Super Nintendo was 16. 64 was 64.
Well, we had the Genesis 32X because it was 32, and we were so freaking cool because we had that. You technically had that 32X. That was all you.
Well, and so it's a show, it's a movie on HBO. I don't know if they released it in theaters or not. But NPH is in it. Steve Zahn is in it. So
that right there sells me on it. Steve Zahn and NPH. Yep.
So anybody who grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, I think you would really like this show. It's set in Chicago. It's all about this. Neil Patrick Harris is older and his daughter wants a cell phone. And so he explains his story about how he's always as a child wanted a Nintendo. And then it flashes back and it just gives you so many vibes of, the people who are in their 30s right now. It will remind them so much of their childhood. They're like, oh my God, I remember that, and the power, it's got the Power Glove. And the first thing I thought of with the Power Glove is
Wizard.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's got the Power Glove. It's got playing King of the Mountain, where you have a big snow hill and you have somebody on top and then climbing up trying to knock them down. It's just got it's in Chicago, which me and Josh, when we were younger, our dad took us up to Chicago a lot.
Yes.
And so even though we're from Indianapolis, I loved my time in Chicago. Chicago, I would I still take my kids there. It's a very special place for me, and memories are great
too. Shoot, but I haven't been there in years now.
But Neil Patrick Harris, you can't go wrong with NPH.
I love Steve Zahn too.
And he's got some Bernie tendencies where he's like, sure, but it reminds me of like, it's in the vein of Stranger Things without the horror, obviously.
Right.
In like Goonies and stuff like that. It's a feel good movie about kids who grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, and what it meant to have or to not have or to want or to play the original Nintendo. And that kids just don't understand nowadays,
No, they don't. And that's what's kind of crazy about our generation is we've seen life before and after the internet. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Yep. And I talk to my kids all the time about this. It's like, we had video game systems when we grew up, but we also played Mortal Kombat in our front yard.
Well, there wasn't online and you couldn't play all day because there was you couldn't just sit there on one game and just replay it all day. It's like, well, I mean you could, I guess.
Well, and one of the cool things about this movie is that it shows like the teamwork done between the siblings in order to try to get the system. And I remember Josh and one of us would get the system and the other one would pick the games, and we would have to work with grandparents and parents to try to get the funding. And so it's definitely the ending's really sappy and it's got like a good moral note, but the rest of the movie I really loved. It was
there's nothing wrong with ending on a good moral note too either, though.
Well, when the good moral note is that you don't get the system, you get family. Yeah. So like,
okay, never mind.
And
spoiler,
so, but
okay.
Yeah. But like,
I'll still watch it.
I would. And because like the group of kids go through a world of things trying to get this system. And then it also brings back memories about how society for the longest time blamed video games for any problem every problem, and at one point there was a large push to ban Nintendo, to stop these Nintendos from getting into kids' hands. And It's just all around. It is a feel good movie. It reminds me of like a Goonies meets a Christmas Story, I would say, with video games. So you get to see like Paperboy, you get to see the Nintendo glove, you get to see the old school Nintendo stands. You remember at McDonald's?
Oh,
and wasn't it like
there was a Blockbuster that
Blockbuster,
like they always had systems up. Oh, dude, you remember Pizza King?
Yes,
little Sega Genesis thing.
Yes,
right there? Yeah.
Yes, yep, they don't anymore.
I know, but that was so fun.
Yeah, so I would definitely recommend it. I love the movie. Like I said, the ending was all sappy because it had a moral note. But it's a good movie. It's a very good movie, very funny, very wholesome.
So I just realized though, Spider-Man's 2 weeks from yesterday. So that means that on our next episode, I will have seen Spooderman. I can talk all about it, and then we'll talk stupid Christmas stuff, I guess.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Okay, so I'm gonna say yes, but I'm also gonna say then that like Gremlins is a Christmas movie, or
I accept that. And so
even Harry Potter's you could almost qualify.
No,
because there's Christmas time in it.
Once.
So
that
I'm saying in that movie.
Once.
Okay. Then pick that movie. That's a Christmas movie.
I think it's the first one. I think it's the first
Goblet,
one
actually, because they have the Yule Ball. They have the Yule Ball with the winter ball.
Yeah. Well, so you want to know what the best thing I saw on the internet here today was? Somebody created a Die Hard advent calendar where you every day you pull out Hans Gruber falls down
further. Yeah. Oh my god.
Tell me that's not the best awesome. Fucking thing, man.
That's seriously cool.
And I know that there's a big debate over that, but like,
dude,
Christmas is honestly, the whole point of
as far as I'm concerned, Half Baked could be a fucking Christmas movie. You want to get high and watch it on Christmas? It's a Christmas movie. All right. It'd be your Christmas movie. Who fucking cares? But I get what you're saying. Yes. Die Hard actually
it is like the second one. When does the second one come out? Once again, Christmas.
Yeah.
Like it's here's the thing is 1 and 2. Like if it was just number 1 and number 2 wasn't set during Christmas time in the same storyline, basically, I would say, okay, there's an argument that it's not. Right. But the first one and the second one are centered around him coming at Christmas time to visit his kids.
No, I mean, it's in my, because I've been trying to make
Trains,
that top 10s. Yeah, that Planes, Trains, Automobiles is a Thanksgiving movie, though, isn't it?
No, that is Al Bundy.
Yeah, but Dutch. But I thought Planes, Trains, and Automobiles he was trying to get home for Thanksgiving, because I thought
it Thanksgiving?
I thought for some reason I just saw that recently because of Thanksgiving that it's like only a handful of actual Thanksgiving movies out there.
It might be.
Dutch,
I couldn't remember. Dutch, right, bro. Dutch is the best Thanksgiving movie ever. Period. I love that movie.
Try to find that movie.
Oh,
that was Ethan Embry way before he was anybody.
Remember the fireworks though?
Oh yeah. He had to drive out somewhere because they were illegal. So he was driving through somewhere and he's like, hey, they're legal here. They're legal in the state of wherever. Yeah, I started putting together my my list of top 10s, and I mean I've still just got a list, so we haven't really, but yeah, definitely Die Hard's on there. So
yeah,
I consider it. I do.
I'll say one thing to this list. Do we want to make any stipulations?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay, so free balling it, but it's got to have something. It has to
be in some way related to Christmas.
It has to be in that season. Like it can't just be like, oh, well, I like Transformers and I watch Transformers on Christmas, so it's going to be a Christmas movie.
Yeah, like I said with the Half Baked thing earlier. No, we can't do that. But I mean,
so it's gotta have a theme or a time that it is around Christmas.
To me, I was joking about Harry Potter because I mean it's only in there for like some of the movie, if that. And it's like
I'm not going to consider that. That's why I was asking.
So that's what I mean. Is like I would say it at least has to be a focal point of the movie, maybe not the focal point of the movie, but like, you know what I mean? In Die Hard, it's made very apparent that it's Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's
coming
Christmas
there to see
music,
them.
There's Christmas, parties, Christmas stuff. So it has to be at least apparent that it's Christmas time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yes, and I totally forgot about Elf. I just threw that on there. I like Elf. I do. I don't know that I've ever liked it as much as everybody else seems to.
I don't. I mean, it's good.
It's not a bad movie.
I
think it's a bit overhyped in my like. There's so many people who are like, it's the best Christmas movie ever.
Dude, I'm
like,
one of my favorites. One of my favorites, and I quote the shirt all the time. Shit happens when you party naked.
Yeah.
Bad Santa, the first one. God, that one was so good.
And Bad Santa 2 wasn't bad, but it certainly
is okay.
It wasn't
okay.
Good. And I can't believe they brought back the fucking kid. I read something that the kid like put on like 50 pounds so he could try to look like he did. Which, oof, for a movie like that, like why?
Your one shot, to make money. So
I guess that's true. That's true. But
yeah, I'd say we come up top 10. So next time it'll be like, top 10 for Josh, top 10 for me.
Christmas I don't know if I can put them in order though, if I'm being honest with you.
Dude, okay, so wait a minute. Does animated count?
Fuck. Well, because okay, so that's the thing. If you want to count 8 Crazy Nights, it's not a Christmas movie. It's a Hanukkah movie.
Yeah, that's a one too. The reason why I say that though, like honestly, it would be in my top 3 would be Christmas with the Joker. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin. Like that was my childhood. Anybody who doesn't sing that song, it's tough. So like we gotta figure out like some rules.
By the time we get to the next episode, we'll have it figured out. We'll have it
by the next episode.
Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey.
That's all I got, man.
Yeah, well, I think that's about it because I don't have shit else. Unfortunately, I'm a little behind on the comics. Got real busy with work, but I got so shocked by Hit Monkey, man. It was so crazy. And
I'm gonna watch it.
Unfortunately, I did not finish Cowboy Bebop yet. I have like 2 episodes fucking left.
So you haven't? Oh man,
I know. I haven't finished it yet, so man. I'm gonna finish that too. I'm still sticking by the fact that I don't hate it. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. So I
know it's been blasted.
I like got fucking hit for the past couple weeks, so I have not had a chance to take a break.
So it's the second to last episode. I think it's either Neptune or Jupiter. Yeah, well, no, but it's like the Jupiter cartel or the Neptune cartel. Oh my god. It's the story of Fearless and
Fearless and Vicious. Yeah.
Vicious. Oh, it's so good. It's the best.
And that's why I'm like don't get me wrong, like I'm so happy that this came out in a sense of like it's opening the story to a broader audience, but I really hope that people check out the actual anime because
I do too.
I have nothing against the show, but man, the anime is so good. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a burp. But thank you guys as always for watching, listening, however the fuck you're doing it. I don't know. It's just fun to do. I love, like talking nerdy shit with you. So hopefully you guys like it too. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you get a chance, please like and subscribe, give us some follows, spread the word because we're still
we need to get to 1,000 followers.
We need to get to like 20 million,
Well,
we're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there, bro.
Hey man, everybody starts small.
No, bro, but
thank you guys.
Yes, seriously. Anybody who's watching, listening, thank you. We truly appreciate it. So until next time, later, deuces.